Hey folks, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video, and today we're gonna quickly look at the just announced, official info on the new sword, the Ayato sword, I guess. Basically, it's called the Haran Geppaku Fustu, right? So that's the Ayato sword, basically, and if you look at its basic stats, right, the base attack at level 90, refinement 1, we have 608 attack and 33.1 crit rate. So it is a crit rate weapon, which in of itself is always going to be nice, right? It's nice to have a crit rate weapon for most of your sword characters, except for maybe like Ayato or something, right? Which, she has a lot of other methods of, getting crit rate, right? But 608 attack is not a lot for a 5-star sword. I mean, it's not like unusually low. It's like, I think it's around the same as something like Skyward Blade, Summit Shaper, or Freedom Sword maybe as well, right? Something like that. So it's nothing, ridiculous like Mist Splitter or whatever, but it's still good, right? Or I think Quillifonia is also the other big, high attack stat sword, right? But yeah, again, just having crit rate is definitely nice. And on top of that, if you look at its passive, you do get 12% all elemental damage bonus. So that's just a flat, 12% for all, any sort of elemental damage bonus. Obviously, you don't want to use this on a physical. I mean, you could still use it on a physical just because of the base attack and crit rate, I guess. But so you do have 12% all elemental damage bonus, right? And then the secondary effect of the secondary effect. Does that make sense? Other nearby party members use their elemental skills, so it looks like it can't be the wielder, right? So other party members use elemental skills. The character equipping this weapon will give 1 wave spike stack, max 2 stacks. This effect can be triggered once every 0.3 seconds, right? So you could get 2 stacks when other party members use their elemental skills. When the character equipping this weapon uses an elemental skill, all attacks of wave spike will be consumed to gain rippling upheaval. Each stack of wave spike consumed will increase normal attack damage by 20% for 8 seconds. So basically, part 1 of this secondary effect is you get 12% elemental damage bonus. Part 2 of this effect is every time a teammate outside of the wielder uses an elemental attack or elemental skill, not elemental attack, you gain 1 stack. You could get 2 stacks, right? And when the wielder uses their elemental skill, it gives 20% extra normal damage bonus for 8 seconds, right? So you get up to 20%, normal attack bonuses, right? Because using 2 elemental skills on 2 of your teammates is not very hard, right? Obviously. And, for 8 seconds, usually you get a solid amount of cooldowns off, right? So you could almost always have this up, right? Well, almost always. It depends on your wielder's, elemental skill cooldown, I guess, for the most part. And maybe the elemental skill cooldown of your other teammates, but again, generally, if you time it well, you should always. You should have it up a decent amount of time, right? So, yeah, the elemental damage bonus is nice, right? The crit rate is nice. And, even though it's not the highest attack stat for a 5-star weapon, it's still a 5-star weapon level, attack stat, right? So, it's overall a solid weapon just for these 3. Here's one thing I'm not a huge fan of, because that second part, right, the part where you gain normal damage increase, it's not really used by too many characters. Obviously, this is built for Ayato. Ayato's gonna utilize this a lot because Ayato's E damage is, considered normal damage, right? So, or normal attack damage. So that's gonna be a huge increase for Ayato's damage, right? Especially, again, Ayato's E damage, more specifically. But if you look at some of the other sword characters, right, no one really uses normal attacks that much, right? I mean, Ayato does the burst damage, charge attack damage. Kuting's like charge attack damage, right? Even like DPS CT is like charge attack mostly. I guess it's really only just Ayato and like C6 Kazuha, right? If you have him at C6, you could run him maybe normal attack damage dealer a bit, right? Main DPS, I guess, but yeah, I mean, All Beta obviously doesn't really do too much of that either. Not that he has any, elemental damage bonus you could gain from that first part as well. So yeah, there just really aren't a lot of sword characters that could really utilize it. Again, Ayato utilizes it almost perfectly, right? But then outside of him, you rarely get any of these other sword users that could use it. So this is kind of the Ayato sword. But again, if you pull it, like, if it's an elemental damage dealer, you need that crit rate. It's still nice, but like the majority of its kit will not be like even the elemental damage bonus. Right? It's still limited. Like obviously Kutin could use it, right? Ayaka could use it, and that's most. I guess Kai could use it for the most part, right? Again, if you have a DPS Kazuha, you can use that, and like that's sort of. Albedo, I guess. You know what? I take that back. A lot of people use it. But yeah, it's mainly the second part. The second part, not a lot of characters can use it, right? So yeah, outside of that, they also tweeted out the artifacts, which we've, I already did a video going over these two artifacts. Personally, not a huge fan of these two artifacts. Again, I guess the 18% attacks, thing, 2-piece is nice, because those are generally, very universal, right? And the other alternative is relatively hard to farm in terms of gladiators. Shiminawa is not that bad, right? But yeah, like I guess I like the 2-set thing, or I wouldn't even say like it. I think it's okay, but like I'm not a huge fan of the rest of the kit. Like this is maybe good for Xiao. I don't like the way this is structured. Way too much RNG and stuff, right? For me, for my personal taste. So anyways, yeah, that's me on this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed, guys. Think in the comments down below. Like this video, start our channel for some more Genshin Impact content. I guess we could do a more detailed video for this sort of all. Those are the materials that you want to farm if you are pulling for this sword in particular. I will be finishing up the Enkonomiya event on stream later, so if you guys want to check that out, join the stream, have some fun, do the dailies and such, and yeah, have fun, folks. Good luck, and I'll see you guys in the next one.